More than one World Cup athlete or age group coach has likened Jono McBride's personality and style, both on and off the hill, to that of a modern-day Pied Piper of skiing. On closer examination, Jono had a unique ability to create a healthy, focused team environment while also having the ability to connect with every different personality type.
He has this charisma. He can get people to follow him. He's a great leader, but unlike the Pied Piper, he's selfless. You know, it's not for his motivation, it's for the team.
Born and raised in Aspen, he was a talented racer for the Aspen Ski Club, rising up through the Rocky Mountain Division, landing a spot on the U.S. ski team's development squad, and representing the University of Vermont on the collegiate circuit. Following his graduation from UVM, Jono returned home to Aspen and the ski club to coach the ASC's junior racers, embarking on what would prove to be a long and storied coaching career. He strongly believed in the benefits of exposing his charges to the challenges of the mountain beyond just running gates. During his 7-year tenure with the ASC, Jono developed well-rounded athletes, many of whom went on to have competitive careers. It wasn't long before the U.S. ski team came calling, recruiting him to the men's staff in 1996. Just 2 years later, he was promoted to head U.S. men's speed coach.
Jono always gave great advice on the course, and we always trusted him to give great course reports and give us the intel that we needed to be fast on certain courses. He was always in the most important spot on the course, whether that was the Hausberg at Kitzbühel or Coach's Corner at Beaver Creek. Jono was there, he was assessing the situation, he'd report back to us, and what he said was always gold. We knew that we could follow that plan and be fast.
Over the course of a decade in that role, he led a talented group of American speed skiers to a record number of wins, podiums, titles, and medals. Personally, Jono had a hand in 17 of my 33 World Cup wins and over 60 podiums, in addition to 2 overall World Cup titles, 2 Olympic medals, and 5 World Championship medals. When it came time to put together my Team America staff, Jono was at the top of the list. He also helped my teammate Darren Ralves to similar success.
We were in Kitzbühel after a stressful week of training and a not very great Super G. And in the team meeting the night before the downhill, you know, everybody's looking forward to the downhill and looking forward to going and partying at the Londoner later. Jono looks at everybody and says, "All right, boys, no podium, no party." And he took the whole thing from being an individual sport and an entire team working for one goal so that we could stay and enjoy like one of the highlights of our sport.
I was the head coach, and I would have to say when I took over that position and brought John McBride in to be the head downhill coach, it was one of the best things I ever did. We clearly had a lot of success in those days, and a lot of that success would be attributed to John McBride.
Jono's reputation was of a tireless, hard-working coach and mentor, willing to spend every waking hour on the hill, in the gym, or working tirelessly behind the scenes for his athletes. He was fully committed to them and expected them to meet him at the same level.
He would never ask anyone to do anything he wasn't prepared to do it himself, and I think everybody in the team who was under his leadership felt that and understood that, and I think that's a key factor as to how he was able to get so much out of the athletes and the other staff that worked with him, because they always knew he would do whatever it took, so we had to step up.
After 15 years with the U.S. ski team, Jono decided he needed to stop living out of the duffel bag and spend some time with his family. He returned to Aspen and began coaching adaptive athletes with cognitive or physical challenges through the Challenge Aspen organization. He was instrumental in establishing Aspen as a major national training center for adaptive athletes.
Jono's dedication and his ability to be there 100% for his kids, and the adventures that he brought home and brought to life with his family, I think were amazing, and was a bond for them as a family.
But in the fall of 2009, the Canadian ski team lured Jono out on the road again to lead their talented speed team into the Vancouver Olympics. Knowing that 4 years was needed to effect real change, he committed through the Sochi Games in 2014. As head men's speed coach once again, he led the Canadian Cowboys to 4 World Cup wins, World Championship downhill gold in 2011, and Jan Hudek's bronze medal in the Sochi Olympic Super G. Actually, Jono should get double points for Sochi, as I tied with Jan for the bronze.
Well, Jono moved to the other side. You know, he went from American U.S. ski team head speed coach, spent some time in Aspen, and was lured back onto the World Cup circuit by the Canadians. And, you know, he has so much to offer. You know, I was not surprised that he went to go help with the Canadians, but he definitely brought that team up another level.
Jono retired from the World Cup road for good this time following the Sochi Games. Returning to Aspen, the family, and the Lost Marbles Ranch in Old Snowbass. But he wasn't finished giving back to skiing or his community. Jono is currently back sharing his unique gifts as a coach and motivator as head alpine coach for the Aspen Valley Ski Club. Jono's coaching legacy stands alone in Colorado ski history. He will surely be recognized as one of the most successful U.S. coaches to date, and he embodies all that is admirable in sports and in life. Limitless commitment, dedication, innovation, heart, humor, and plain hard work, not to mention a large dose of Pied Piper. On behalf of the Colorado Snow Sports Hall of Fame, it's a pleasure for me to welcome Jono McBride to the honored class of 2024.